What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Mike from Wicked Inc. and I'm here to bring you my review for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 12, called Remember. Alright, so there's a lot of things to talk about in this episode. They basically pick up right where they left off, entering Alexandria. The whole group is there. We don't really see none of Father Gabriel this episode. He was kind of absent through the whole thing. You've seen him like twice, but he was in the way background. You really had to kind of pay attention to be able to see him. But we first see him step on the scene at Alexandria. They look back. There's some walkers coming. Rick turns around. Just says Sasha, and she knows exactly what to do. Turns around, pops them. She's getting really good with that sniper rifle. My prediction for Sasha, I really think they're going to turn her into a Andrea from the comic series. That's kind of what it seems like it's going. But a couple new characters to talk about. We have Deanna. Now, if you paid attention to what when she did the interview with Rick, she basically told Rick, her name, Deanna Monroe, and, if you read the comic series, you know that Douglas Monroe is the one who ran Alexandria in the comic series. So I guess that they're kind of just turning her into him or whatnot, just for the TV show, just kind of flipping it a little bit. But she also said she was a congressman, I do believe is what she said. And that's pretty much what he does. He was a politician, I do believe, or something in the comic series. So their background profession is very, very similar in that aspect. So I think that's what they're kind of doing with her character. But she gives Rick the interview, and, for the first time in forever, he actually winds his watch up when she says, Rick, it's 3:30, or, it's time to make a decision. So, because, that just kind of means that, time means something in Alexandria. When you're outside the gates there, it's all about survival, so you're not thinking about time or anything else. But it's just kind of interesting how within the walls of Alexandria that time actually matters again, and it's more or less a community of people, and it's almost going back pre-apocalypse. We also meet her son, one of her sons. We actually meet both of them, but the one I want to touch on right now is Aiden. Now, he seems like he's going to be the new asshole of the series, for at least for a little while. Not sure what's going to happen there. I was kind of glad to see him get punched out after he kept just poking Glenn, poking. Yeah, I'm glad Glenn did that. Glenn actually had a strong moment there, and they don't give Glenn too many strong moments in the show episode these days. So I was really happy to see that. Which leads me to my next little piece that I want to talk about is Daryl. Now, Daryl actually brought some comic relief to this episode. As they were entering the gates, you seen him pop the possum with the crossbow. And, I brought dinner. You know what I mean? So a little comic relief there, and then the part where he was getting interviewed by Deanna brought the possum to the interview. I mean, who does that? Only Daryl Dixon bring a possum to the interview. I swear to God. Anyway, that was funny. So and he went after the guy after Glenn punched Aiden out. So I mean, Daryl had a couple little parts in it. He told Carol she looked ridiculous in her Mr. Rogers vest looking thing, which, I mean, people underestimate Carol. I do believe there was a deleted scene in season 3 somewhere where she was telling someone that she has survived in the zombie apocalypse so long because people underestimate her, and that's pretty true statement there, because she took out Terminus, helped him get out of there. I mean, she's become a really strong character, and I believe that she played him in that interview with Deanna. She, I cooked dinner and I took care of Ed and I miss him. And, she played that very well. By far, Academy Award winning performance right there. She's playing them. She's got them wrapped around her thumb. They're going to think she's, vulnerable and weak. And that's certainly not the case. And then the beard. When I seen him in the bathroom with the scissors, one thing, he's just gonna clip the back of his hair, something. No, you cut the beard. Rick, you cut the damn beard. Do you realize how much it would take, like, for a normal person to grow an old homely man beard that way? And you cut the beard. But that's okay. You cut the beard. But anyway, Rick cut the beard. It's almost like a transformation back to the way he was in season 1. We're seeing that Rick, but we're seeing a stronger side of him. We see him at the very end of the episode. We see him with his full cop uniform, because Deanna has named Rick and Michonne both constables for the community. So it seems to me like they're going to have pretty much the same type of authority. Michonne is a lot more hopeful about the place than Rick is. But I honestly don't think it would be a thing to where, you're going to have like a Team Rick, Team Michonne type thing. I think that she's just trying to be hopeful until she sees a reason for there not to be, pretty much. But here's something I want to throw out for you guys before we get into the next character. If you noticed, the pillars that they had holding the wall up, the pillars were on the outside of the wall, holding up like this. Now, not too many people really noticed it, but that's not going to help anything. If a big enough herd comes through there, they're going to knock that right down. Because it's not doing anything to reinforce the wall on the other side of it. So a big enough herd is going to roll through there and just kill them pillars. Comic book spoilers, that's what happens in the comic book. Big herd comes through and knocks down the walls of Alexandria. And I do believe that's what we're going to see in the season finale for this season. Hopefully we will see Morgan, because I'm thinking, as far as he was behind them, now that they've, by the end of the finale, I would think that they would have been at Alexandria enough time at that point for him to catch up to him. He already knows that they were going to Washington, and he was on their trail. So I'm thinking that we'll probably see him come in. I don't think we're going to see the Wolves. Now, all these, people keep talking about the Wolves. I don't think we're going to see them this season. We may. But my prediction for the Wolves is they are the Scavengers from the comic series. They're going to give them a lot of issues, and I do believe those are the group of people that ran through Noah's old community. Burned the bodies. There was burned bodies there. W's carved in walker heads, and so I think the Scavengers is who the Wolves are going to end up being. I did see an article saying that they could possibly be the group, because it did make a lot of good points. Wolves running packs, they're running in pack. They stayed in the same. They all stayed in the same house the first night at Alexandria. So that's kind of like a pack type thing. But I don't think that's the way it's going to play out. I do believe that it's going to be the Scavengers that are the Wolves. But another character I want to get into is Jessie. Now, Alexandria Breckenbridge, if you don't know, if you've never seen her before, she played the young maid in American Horror Story, the first season. So her acting is decent. She's been on a couple other things, I do believe, but I think she's going to be kind of an important character. We see her, when she goes asked Rick to get a haircut. You know, she can cut his hair. She used to be a beauticianist. So, and then at one point in the episode, we do see her husband. Now, you know, he gives kind of Rick the most unwelcoming of welcomes, I guess you can say, and just kind of eerie kind of guy on the porch smoking a cigarette. Now, in the comic series, he actually abused their son, and I think that's the way they're going to play it out in the show. But I don't think we're going to see that for a while. More than likely, not until next season. I just don't see them getting that far into the storyline with only 4 episodes left. Enrid for a second. Now, Carl sees Enrid be climbing up the walls, getting out the gate. I guess he finally realized that he can catch an erection. So he follows after her. Of course, he loses her. But I think for her character, I think that if you remember, Deanna was saying she exiled 3 people. So what I'm thinking is she is either related to those people, or she's bringing them supplies. She knows who they are. She could be part of the scavengers even. Just kind of playing everybody just to get in there. Carl, stay away from that and you might be okay. So, but overall, it was an awesome episode. I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really well done. It was just an overall good episode. I can't wait till this Sunday's episode. This will be episode 13 called Forget. So it's kind of funny how we remember and forget. But other than that, I think that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll put the links in the description, but I run a group, Dead to Zombies. Check it out. Do Q&As and all kinds of cool stuff. Giveaways, contests, trivia. I also write articles for The Walking Dead Guru on nerdfeed.com. It's nrdfeed.com, so go check that out. But hope y'all have an awesome day. Dead to Zombies, you guys rock.